Who is Byron Faust, and what does he want from me? My only hint to this man's identity is a silver envelope, which stands out from the usual stack of bills. At first I think it's one of those fancy credit card offers that I never qualify for. But as I open the envelope, a strange, fresh, minty, peppery fragrance leaps out, tingling my nostrils and invading my brain. On the dull silver postcard, the words are engraved in maroon, but drink the sunlight, becoming a white gleam. Dear Miss Victoria Thompson, you are invited for an interview on November 11th at 11 a.m. at Private Jet Hangar 7, Dulles Airport, Virginia. Byron Faust. Contact 1212-1212-1212. There's no job description. Is this a joke? Maybe Stacy, the pretentious snob I went to high school with, and her pompous gang want to play a joke on me, but they're in Europe, busy posing for photographs that they put on Instagram. I can't shake off the embarrassment of the situation. Am I a fool? Falling for a trick? Spending an hour early in the morning blow-drying my hair carefully so that I can attend an interview that is likely a hoax? I must admit, though, that these doubts are my own fault. It is not with a fresh mind that I question myself. I really shouldn't have stayed up late looking at Instagram. Those pictures of Stacy and her idiotic friends prancing around on their European vacation, pouting for the camera, posing obnoxiously in the Italian sun, showing off their bronzed bodies. And here I am, in rainy, gray, gloomy Chantilly, Virginia, barely surviving. Rent is due, and I'm getting ready for an interview with a man who might not even exist. Byron Faust. Even his name sounds fake. And what does he want with me? Should I treat myself better, though, before an interview, even if it's fake? I've been reading self-help books. And one thing to remember is that the things we say to ourselves become true. One of these books said that our brain experiences 50,000 thoughts a day. We can select what to think. We have 50,000 chances to change how our day is going. Yes, change the mood channel to something sunnier, even though it's raining cats and dogs. Do it! Vicky, you are a winner. Vicky, you are an educated, determined woman who is hungry. Hungry, I think. I think I need some breakfast. I find nothing in that miserable fridge of ours. The flickering light bulb reveals the contents of the fridge in flashes. Great! We are stocked with opened eggs. Yes, my roommate Lisa likes to break an egg in half and take out the egg white, but leave the yolk in the half-broken shell. This acts like an open container for the yolk, which grows a darker orange with each passing day. I see a peanut butter jar, the insides of which have already been scraped with a butter knife. Should have done groceries last night. I slam the fridge door to vent my frustration, and I immediately regret it. I have probably woken up Lisa, my best friend, social critic, arranger of bad dates, listener, shrink, sister I never had, and worst employee of the month at Victoria's Secret. She is off today and sleeps like a log when she doesn't have to be at the front counter of the store, smiling at customers and telling them how great they will look in fancy lace underwear. Ironic that both Lisa and I studied liberal arts, and she ends up working weekend shifts at the cash register at Victoria's Secret, while I have an offer to work at the city morgue. Meanwhile, our more successful friends vacation in Europe and never let us forget, posting their annoying, pouting faces all over Instagram. Where did Sandra post that picture from? Lake Como, Italy, I think. Apparently, that's where George Clooney has a villa. I need to stop with Instagram. It's making me miserable. Well, you look good, Vicky. Oh, damn, I woke her up. Sorry, Lisa, go back to sleep. I didn't mean to wake you up. Sorry I slammed the fridge. This fridge is so empty. Yes, much like our lives, she says with an exaggerated sadness, placing both hands on her heart and looking upwards as if she were some famous opera singer. Cheer up, woman. Stop being so gloomy. She always makes me laugh. I admire that she never gives up. Even now, as she stands there in her silk powder blue sleeping suit with Chinese dragons on it, even as she probably had a rough night closing the store, she still has this indestructible vibe and brave sense of humor. She exudes life. She looks at me from top to bottom, analyzing the work I've done on myself. Look at you, all dolled up and ready to go. I do a little bow. But I know Lisa is against the idea of being interviewed by a strange company that refuses to reveal what the job is for. But even though she is against it and thinks it's a hoax, she keeps cheering me on. You'll do great, Vicky. I know you will. But you think it's a scam, Lisa. Hey, I'm just glad you're putting yourself out there. You kind of shut down after you lost your job at the last dig. Archaeology is my life. I love the mysteries of ancient history. The heroic Greeks, the ambitious world-trotting Romans, the majestic Persians, the beauty-loving Babylonians, and the stuff they left in the earth. It's mind-boggling. Hanging gardens, majestic temples dedicated to moody gods. I can stare for hours at the old Greek vases, the ancient statues, the tombstones. But it's been really hard to make a profession out of it. It's moving from project to project. So much uncertainty. It has made me a little desperate to take on any new job I can find. Lisa, of course, always has an opinion. I think the whole thing is going to be a fake invitation. It's probably one of those seminars where they try to sell you stuff. Diet pills, pocket knives that can also be bottle openers, crap like that. I bet they want you to sell to your family and friends. But I'm glad you're going to check it out. One of these days, one of those things will work out. So what if this Byron Faust doesn't even exist? It's Faust, not Frost, Lisa. It's Byron Faust. I say, feeling sillier and sillier. Yes, Byron Faust, of course, she nods. I laugh out loud. Her sincere concern for my well-being does give me strength, and I open the fridge again with positive thoughts. I grab the limp, creased box of orange juice and pour myself half a glass of the liquid that wants to be solid. I decide to be upbeat about the whole thing. Yes, Lisa, I'm going to be positive about this going forward. The job of my dreams is waiting. Don't they usually say that about a man? I'm sure he's waiting too. Who needs a man when I have orange juice? I say with a silly laugh. I take a swig of it like a cowboy to amuse Lisa, who gives me a thumbs up. But the orange juice tastes a little too chunky. Ugh, Lisa, this orange juice has solid particles. Oh, that's pulp for extra flavor. It's more natural that way. I know what pulp is, Lisa. There's a little too much of that here, and it tastes too bitter, not smooth. Liquid should not be chunky. Yuck. It's tasting weird, Lisa. It's probably because you brushed your teeth with toothpaste, she says in her pretend doctor voice, even though she is far from anything scientific or medical. Of course I brushed my teeth with toothpaste. Toothpaste and orange juice don't go well together. They're like Robin Hood and the Sheriff of Nottingham. They are sworn enemies who love the same woman. So they hate each other, and there's this conflict. I had no idea so much was going on in my mouth. I grab the orange juice box and look at it. Lisa, this is expired. By how many days? She says annoyingly in her scientific voice, as if she's making some certified calculations. 5 days, I say, angry at myself for not checking before. You were supposed to clean out the fridge. Oh, well, we're good for another 5 days on that orange juice, she says, adding to my frustration. It's expired. What do you mean we are good? The grace period, silly. Remember, always add 10 days to the expiration date. Expiration dates are lies. You are going to kill us both, Lisa. But then I give up. So, how do I look? And be honest. Lisa comes and stands close to me, placing a strand of my hair so that it falls in front of my shoulder. It's comforting to have someone like that cheering for you. In the end, she's always there for me. She nods approvingly like a proud mother. You look like Cinderella before midnight. You are going to conquer this Byron ghost guy, and he'll stamp your paperwork and be like, "Lady, you are so hired." Nobody stamps paperwork anymore, Lisa. You need to stop watching those black and white movies. I'm going to a modern interview, not a post office, and it's in an airport hangar. And by the way, it's not Byron Ghost. It's Faust. Byron Faust. Yes, him, she says with a mischievous smile, waving me goodbye. She still does not believe he exists, and I have my doubts. But this is about saying yes and believing. Go back to bed, Lisa, and don't check your Instagram. Stacy has posted some pictures of glamorous places. Oh, really? From where? Lake Como, Italy, where movie stars own villas. Apparently, some famous people waved at Stacy from a yacht. She also mentioned that she could live on Italian waters. Hope she drowns. Good, honest words to hear as I leave the apartment. I struggle with the old doorknob. I grab the scratched, bulbous brass knob with both hands and pull hard, leaning backwards as if I'm competing in a tug-of-war event. I finally win the contest and am rewarded with a muffled thud and a whiff of air that escapes from the door closing on our tiny rented apartment. I have spoken to Mr. Smith, our landlord, about this, but he is good at making excuses. "The wood has expanded," he says in his soft voice. "You just have to wait for the weather to change." I should not complain too much though, as the rent he charges us is more than reasonable. And frankly, it's all I can afford right now as I look for another job. I already owe Lisa 3 months of rent, and she has been very decent about it.